Without even being aware of it, the Matrix slowly molds our beliefs and behaviors. We feel that the only way to advance is to follow the road it puts out for us since it keeps us in line and restricts our options. What, though, is this Matrix? The Matrix is a mechanism of control that emerged in modern society and preys on our anxieties and insecurities. It's like a manufactured world that completely colors the way we think, feel, and act. When exposed to such influence, it is incredibly simple to lose our sense of ourselves. As a result of constantly trying to fit in and be accepted, we end up following the norms established by the Matrix. We become automatons who live by a predetermined set of rules. One particular kind of man, however, appears to be unaffected by the matrix of power, the male Sigma. He decides to spend his life outside of the conventional social dominance order of society since he is bright and independent. This kind of man is frequently considered to be alien. However, he is a strong individual who will not be contained, which undoubtedly offends the Matrix while the other participants are brainwashed and follow orders. He travels his route. What precisely does the Sigma man lack in the matrix of control, though? He can see through illusions. The majority of people are duped. How many times have we seen people deceive themselves and believe in something that is not true? We get caught in our bubbles and get lost in the stories we tell ourselves. We are so gullible that we take anything we hear as fact, especially when it comes from the sources of the dominant matrix. Our thinking is influenced by media, authority, and other factors. While most people blindly accept what they are taught, the Sigma man can see through deception and comprehend the truth behind it. His skepticism and capacity for rational thought are to blame for this. He is inquisitive and goes in search of the truth on his own. Naturally, this does not imply that he will never believe what is said to him. Rather, it simply indicates that he will verify the assertion's veracity. Sigma will constantly examine your motivations and reasoning, which makes it difficult to fool him. Even if you don't stutter at first, eventually you will, and it will be almost impossible to manipulate him. He unshackles us from dogmatic thinking. Since the dawn of time, dogmatic thinking has generated debate. Many people have been brainwashed to believe certain things, even though they are illogical and would not advance their development. This is one of the key causes of people's doubts about their aspirations and inability to manage on their own. This dogmatic style of thinking has taught us to always be afraid of the unknown, to never attempt anything new, and to never have the confidence to change things up. This was never acknowledged by the Sigma man. He always sought to break the chains of limited thinking patterns and take risks, even if it meant being judged, while others feared the unknown and preferred to stay in their comfort zone. These are all common marketing gimmicks designed to play on our emotions and persuade us to purchase useless goods. Because the Matrix is built on this type of materialism, we don't save money and live paycheck to paycheck. There are many companies everywhere, and they are eagerly awaiting our call. We purchase the most up-to-date products purely out of vanity, fooling ourselves into thinking that having more stuff will make us happier. These are all common marketing gimmicks designed to play on our emotions and persuade us to purchase useless goods. Because the Matrix is built on this type of materialism, we don't save money and live paycheck to paycheck. There are many companies everywhere, and they are eagerly awaiting our call. We purchase the most up-to-date products purely out of vanity, fooling ourselves into thinking that having more stuff will make us happier. Everything is done to limit our financial freedom, which hardly ever occurs with a single man. Even though he doesn't have much, he wants to avoid consumerism and concentrate on the things that truly count. He attempts to make the best use of his resources. A Sigma never flaunts his possessions or tries to appear wealthy. True freedom cannot be purchased, it comes from inside. He is immune to media manipulation and deception. The media frequently presents incomplete, biased, and even inaccurate information. Since this keeps happening, the majority of people believe it to be genuine. The media greatly affects how we think and act in a world where individuals spend hours watching the news. Unconsciously, we develop the ability to be readily persuaded and make choices based on the information presented to us. It prevents logical cognition in addition to forcing us to think in a certain way. Since the signal, people have opted for reason above emotion. He is less vulnerable to media influence. He won't allow himself to be misled by unreliable information or influenced by people in positions of power. Even when the information is skewed, he constantly exercises logic and seeks the truth. The newscasters that focus on the negative or low scores to draw viewers are not fooling the Sigma man. He uses his judgment and resists being swayed by remarks that appeal to emotion to persuade. 5. He is a seeker of the truth who does not accept advice at face value. The Matrix despises our right to ask questions more than anything else. They don't want us to be too interested because then we could see that sometimes the stories we tell ourselves are just plain false. He wants us to be certain of everything and take everything at face value. They do this intentionally for us to accept more ideas without questioning why a Sigma male would always have questions and won't accept any answers without giving them some thought. Even if it's too complicated to understand all the things happening, he feels he must investigate. He will always ask himself why. What is the logic behind his statement and what could be true? One who asks questions and seeks the truth will always be a threat to the Matrix, especially if they can discern between truth and lies. This has led to numerous deaths, humiliations, and persecutions throughout history. Even now, the Matrix occasionally targets those who raise concerns. It makes sense that many people are keeping quiet until the truth is revealed. Sixth, he conducts independent research rather than following the crowd. Too perfectly, the Matrix has served its purpose. The majority of individuals follow the crowd, adding to their indoctrination. They see nothing wrong with this and believe it to be normal. But if they stop for a moment and use reason, they might see just how harmful it is. Many people just adopt this viewpoint and criticize those who disagree, because that's how the Matrix has conditioned us to think, not because it's right or accurate. The Sigma Man, however, is not a part of this group. He strives to conduct his study, even if it means deviating from the usual, to avoid acting like the system's sheep. He constantly seeks the truth even if it means going against the wishes of others, since he is aware that whatever we take for granted may be a falsehood. Though he is not scared to do so, he would rather rely on his studies and come to his conclusion. This is one of the factors contributing to the Sigma's rise to prominence and power, being able to recognize the truth even when others don't. 7. He does not cede his authority to outside forces. How often have we experienced feeling too much? How often have we been ready to give up? Because we've been told it's too hard, we don't have enough time, or we're not good enough. We have often let ourselves be influenced by external factors and given up on our dreams. Because of these, we have grown up believing that we will never be able to do anything great even if we want to. But the Sigma Man has a different mindset. He doesn't let himself be influenced by those around him, even if they tell him he has no chance of succeeding. If you tell a Sigma that he's too hard or can't make it, he will blacklist you. He doesn't need such friends and isn't interested in wasting time with people who sabotage his dreams. He only seeks out respectable individuals who will stand by him because he would do the same for them. The Sigma Man only needs a few reliable people to speak frankly with, not 1,000 phony buddies. Because so many pals are false these days, he doesn't even have many. 8. He avoids wasting his life on pointless addictions. Social media and technology have become incredibly important to the younger generation. Many people spend hours in front of their screens, wasting time on unimportant things. Many are addicted to video games, pornography, and other addictions that will affect their relationships and physical health over time. Not only does it not help them evolve, but it also alienates them, making them more lonely. This wouldn't be a problem if video games were your area of expertise, but many people just get lost in the virtual world and thus waste years of their lives. That's not to say Sigma doesn't like technology, but he can tell the difference between using it properly and getting dependent on it. This awareness results from his desire to use his time wisely, engaging in activities that will help him rather than those that might jeopardize his health. He doesn't use technology to escape reality, he utilizes it to progress. 9. He stays away from social media's cheap dopamine. Similar to any addiction, we receive a small quantity of dopamine from social media, which keeps us hooked and makes us want more. This can lead to an obsession that makes us waste hours on social networking platforms, even when we have something more important to do. This addiction is even more complicated because its destructive nature is not immediately apparent. People often fail to realize how they waste their time, hoping to gain something in return because of their personality. The Sigma male quickly realizes this. He doesn't get caught in the vicious cycle of addiction and knows how to step back to see things objectively. His independence and strength will allow him to let go of things that bring no benefit. 10. His life is now seen as an adventure rather than a struggle. One's life can be viewed in a variety of ways. Life can often seem like an amazing adventure, full of wonderful experiences and thrilling difficulties we can overcome with others around us. However, there are moments when life seems like a never-ending fight that compels us to give up. Unfortunately, a lot of us have grown accustomed to this way of thinking and even base much of our existence, even in the most trying circumstances, on these constricting ideas. The Sigma Man always sees the positive side. He reframes his life as an adventure and doesn't get overwhelmed by small problems that can overshadow the joy of living. While others complain day and night about the hardships of life, he uses his energy to overcome these obstacles. Complaining won't solve anything, but fighting can overcome any problem. It's not easy, but what's the point of life if not to progress? The best way to put it is in a quotation: learning to dance in the rain is more important in life than waiting for the storm to pass. He sees through propaganda, lies, and falsehoods. We have been socialized from an early age to work hard in school and follow directions from our teachers. Anyone who violates this rule faces penalties and fines or is labeled a renegade who needs to be reined in. This message has been repeated so often until we started to believe that this rule is fair and necessary to survive and thrive in society. Once we grew up, this rule applied to our normal lives as well. We have limited our freedom of expression and our minds this way. Sometimes we are afraid to speak the truth because we fear being punished or judged. We witness this much too frequently without realizing that this is the intended outcome. The Sigma male has attempted to do things differently since childhood due to his unique way of thinking and urge to grasp everything, but not because he feels the need to stand out, but merely out of his desire to learn about and comprehend how the real world operates. As a result, he frequently received the Black Sheep nickname and was scrutinized for his morals. But this is also why the Sigma man can see beyond the lies and propaganda, why no one can control Sigma male and the intricate fabric of human personalities. The enigmatic and elusive Sigma male continues to defy categorization and control. They are the enigmatic drifters who dance to their tune, driven by an unwavering belief in their abilities and a deep sense of self. The Sigma guy holds steady in the whirling tornado of social expectations and conventions, a shining example of uniqueness, a demonstration of the power of independence. Much like the trickster in mythology, the Sigma man rejects attempts to constrain or box him in and instead embraces a constantly changing identity. They have long fascinated and puzzled everyone around them with their tenacious energy and mysterious manner, which has fueled the age-old question, why is the Sigma male uncontrollable? In the iconic movie The Matrix, Morpheus tells Neo, "You have to understand most of these people are not ready to be unplugged, and many of them are so inured, so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it." This quote reflects the unshakable core of the Sigma male who refuses to be plugged into the conventional system of societal expectations. Their intrinsic urge to choose their path is similar to Neo's experience in The Matrix, where he learns to challenge and reject the artificial world that is forced upon him. This video's focus is on 7 factors that make Sigma male number 1 impossible to manage, including unconventional lifestyles and contempt for social conventions. The unorthodox approach of Sigma males, which defies conventional conventions and expected behaviors, is what distinguishes their lifestyles. They do not feel bound by the rules that govern others and instead choose to carve out their unique path. This unorthodox approach to life makes it difficult for others to predict or influence their actions, as they are not bound by the same constraints that limit most people. In essence, their freedom from societal norms is a powerful shield against external control. As the saying goes, no one can control a free spirit. Sigma males exemplify this statement as their unique approach to life and disregard for societal expectations make them nearly impossible to control. Number 2. Refusal to tolerate subordination. Sigma males value their freedom above all else, so they refuse to be subordinate to anyone or anything. They resist being controlled and will push back against attempts to overpower them. Their basic confidence in their freedom and autonomy is the cause of this opposition. Sigma guys will not put up with attempts to control them since they view such actions as threats to their freedom. They are hence frequently perceived as anti-authoritarian characters who challenge established power systems. They aren't hesitant to stand up for what they think is right and fight for it. This unwavering conviction and refusal to be controlled make them formidable opponents to anyone attempting to impose their will upon them. Number 3. Disregard social hierarchy and external validation. Unlike other social archetypes, Sigma males do not crave power, status, or recognition. Instead, they prioritize their personal growth and development. Their disregard for social hierarchy means they are not easily swayed by those in positions of power, making it nearly impossible for others to control them. As the saying goes, he who does not crave power cannot be corrupted by it. Sigma males exemplify this sentiment as their indifference to power, status, and recognition makes them less susceptible to control by those who wield influence. They remain focused on self-improvement and are not concerned with external validation, further reinforcing their resistance to control. Number 4. Strong values and unwavering principles. Sigma males have a strong set of personal values and principles that guide their actions. The opinions of others do not easily sway them and stay true to their beliefs, even in the face of adversity. This unwavering commitment to their values makes it incredibly challenging for anyone to control them as they refuse to compromise their core beliefs. As the saying goes, a man with integrity is not easily moved. This holds for Sigma males, whose unwavering adherence to their values serves as a defense against outside influence. They are steadfast in their resolve to uphold their ideals and self, making it impossible for others to manipulate them or impose their will on them. High emotional intelligence and self-awareness rank 5th. The exceptional emotional intelligence of Sigma males makes them stand out because they exhibit a great capacity to understand and efficiently control their emotions. Because they are self-aware enough to recognize their emotional states and triggers, they can remain calm and collected under pressure. It is challenging for others to manipulate or control them because of their emotional fortitude, which serves as a shield. For Sigma guys, their emotional intelligence acts as a powerful deterrent to outside domination. Their capacity to keep their emotions in check prevents them from being readily influenced or controlled by others and helps them stay focused and balanced. Their emotional resilience allows them to navigate the complexities of human interactions with a clear and rational mindset, a crucial asset in a world where emotions can often cloud judgment and decision-making. Number 6. Adaptability and ability to blend in. With a notable propensity for adaptability, Sigma males possess the skill to transition smoothly between various situations and environments. This adaptability and their uncanny ability to blend in and go unnoticed when desired make it challenging for others to pin them down or exert control over their lives. Their chameleon-like nature allows them to navigate different social settings easily and reinforces their resistance to external control as they can skillfully evade attempts to manipulate or govern them. As the saying goes, the best way to avoid control is to remain invisible. Sigma males personify this concept as their adaptability and ability to blend and render them highly elusive and difficult to control. Their capacity to assess and adapt to their surroundings empowers them to maintain their autonomy, even when others may feel compelled to conform. Number 7. Highly logical and analytical thinkers with a reputation for their incisive thinking and ability to deconstruct complex issues. Sigma males stand out for their logical prowess. They are rational, objective, and pragmatic in their approach to life. This means they do not blindly accept conventional wisdom or take things at face value. Instead, they question and challenge assumptions, seeking the truth. As a result, their behavior is often unpredictable and hard to control. People who try to manipulate or govern them often find themselves frustrated as the tactics that work on others have little to no effect on Sigma males. One popular saying that describes this trait is, "You can't put a square peg in a round hole." Sigma males don't easily conform to societal expectations and are perceived as rebels, but in reality, they follow their own set of values and motivations. Their critical thinking, skills, and ability to form opinions make it extremely difficult for others to influence or manipulate them. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, please show your support by leaving a like and subscribing to our channel for additional Sigma male content. We'll be back soon with more exciting videos.